Recovering Emo Kids. Amanda and Rob here with the Emo Kids Anonymous podcast. And today we are going to talk about something that's really fun and very timely. And that is the DC Vans Warped Tour.
The Warped Tour is here, Amanda.
I
It's not the
know.
same as when we were young and had serotonin. It's different now. It's only like a
And
few
good knees.
dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my knees are still good. Yeah, but like, yeah, the brain and the rest of me. But it's it's here and it's exciting because it's the first one in I think 5 years, right? The first real one in
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah. I think so.
6 years
Yeah.
technically, because 2018 was the last touring one. I think 2019 they did like the fests, right? Like this kind of.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. And then after that, obviously, nothing.
So
Um,
first in 6 years, a
6 years.
staple once of the world now returns. For all those of you out there
Exactly.
listening, do us a favor and like and subscribe and smash the buttons and things like that as we dive in to the District of Columbia's Warped Tour weekend.
Yep, and this is the first one. It's pretty exciting. They announced this. Well, Kevin Lyman announced this all the way back in October
It was
of
like the week after When We Were Young, right?
no, the week of because
Oh, they had.
he showed up. So I went to When We Were Young. I went to the Simple Plan um, sideshow, which happens like the sideshows are what they do before
Yeah, the
When We Were Young.
motherfuckers be
Yeah.
playing the Bellagios and stuff.
Yeah, of course. All that extra money they want to get out of us.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
Good angle. Yeah.
yeah, so
Yeah.
before Boys Like Girls came on, Kevin Lyman shows up to give like a 5-minute speech. I have a recording of it because I don't think none of us were expecting it, to pretty much talk about the return of the Warped Tour and the legacy and what it means. And they had just teased it and announced it in the news. So that was when they had come back. But we didn't start getting the announcements of the bands until the first of this year.
Yes,
And it
yeah,
was
there's
a very
January,
slow
yeah.
rollout.
It was a slow rollout. It was a frustrating rollout. I personally did the rollout every day of
He
that.
sure
It was like a
did.
30 days. I did 30 days of videos. It was so nauseating and time consuming, but I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a good
Yeah.
opportunity for people. I don't think it was, I think was meant well, but I think it comes off clunky on social media because unless you're announcing like a barn burner headliner every day, people are just kind of like, you know, what are those? Who the fuck's that? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So it's kind of just like it's a
hmm
bad look when it's like three people announce and it's like they're not familiar with them.
Yeah. It was definitely, I think, lessons learned all around in how to handle the rollout, especially in this day and age and how social media works. Um, it well intentioned, but also, the people who complained about the lineup as it was dropping, where's my Blink and where's my MCR and those folks. It was
It was never that. It was never that. Like
yeah,
we were
it was
we
never
were
gonna be
doing
that.
we were doing Warp Tour trivia the other day, and um we did it with Ricky, and it was
Yeah.
like when is Panic played? Shout out Ricky, but like when how many times has Panic never played Warp Tour because they became too big right away. Like most of these bands, like once they hit any sort of commercial success, they're too big for the Warp Tour. But then festivals like When We Were Young happened, and people's brains got a little warped, so they expected that, and it's like you're not
Yeah.
gonna get that. Yeah, that's not what this was. This was always a $40 festival, and comparably speaking, in terms of money, in terms of like today's dollars, the festival is still pretty cheap, I think,
Oh yeah. I even
compared
saw
to yeah.
I was looking at the date, like, because Orlando still has tickets, and like even at tier 6 pricing for a 2-day GA, it's $249, which for
What is tier six?
festival
What does this
pricing.
mean? What does this mean?
So what that means is basically as as the demand goes up, the pricing tiers go up. As they start to sell out, I know. So it was once cheaper. um, and it does go up. Because I remember, I think the original VIP pricing for DC Warped, when you could first get them, was like $234 at tier 1 for 2-day VIP, which for if anyone has ever bought any VIP
That's
package
insane, right? That's really
tickets
cheap.
especially here in the United States, that's very good. I bought at All Your Friends Fest in Canada. Shout out
Shout out the
Girls
nation of
Creek.
Canada. Yeah, shout out.
Yes, shout
I've
out
never
Girls
even,
Creek.
I've never heard of that place, Amanda. I don't know where that
Oh,
is.
oh, it's near Toronto. It's a beautiful countryside near
Shout out the
Toronto.
GTA. Okay, shout out the
Yeah,
GTA.
but we're when they had announced like All Your Friends, which is a small like version of like when we were young, and yes, last year was their first time doing
Yeah, a
it.
less good Canadian version. Yeah, the story of the
Yes,
nation of Canada.
pretty
Yeah,
much. They
yeah,
had Fall Out Boy headlining it one day, and
that's
then
pretty
All
good.
American Rejects the
And
next
then
day.
we had Mariana's Trench on the rest of the show, bud. We had Simple Plan, Treble Charger, fucking
Yeah.
Avril's here. You better be respectful to Avril. Yeah, we also
Yes.
got Mother, the
Yes.
Trues, the Glorious
Yeah.
Sons, and yeah, a bunch of great Canadian bands. Just stay tuned, you know. Just
Exactly. But
yeah,
like their VIP tickets, like once you did the conversion for were
oh,
really
the
cheap.
Canadian with the funny money, eh,
Yeah.
bud? Yeah,
Oh
fucking
my
adds
gosh.
up.
I was like, wow, you could not get VIP tickets for this price in
No.
the States.
Up there too. Up there, you're also paying about like it comes out to damn near $5 a gallon of gas. You know, we do
That's
liters
true.
over there. Yeah, so like yeah, it starts
Yes,
pricing
good
up.
point.
But Canadian money, yeah, that's why they call it funny money up there. You know, Trudeau's not prime minister anymore. It's a new guy. I don't know his name. Not a very good Canadian, but like yeah, tough economy to survive in terms of bringing bands up there, artists. There's a lot of tougher restrictions on the artists and such getting some money out of them, especially now, you know, things in the States are a little tough because of the current president makes things a little difficult
Yep.
at the border. I know there's a lot of bands not wanting to make that crossing of the threshold up to the border up there.
It's true. It's very true. I wonder how, yeah, that all works out. I have a friend who
Yeah.
works for the Canadian consulate in or embassy in New York City, and she
Oh, the
does
Canadian
all
embassy
the
over
paper.
there in Midtown, eh? By the UN.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And she approves and looks at all the paperwork for people who are trying to get work
Just
visas.
click a stamp
And
right through. Enjoy Saskatoon.
oh,
Here's your stamp.
she has seen a lead singer of a band that all of us know. I will not mention names. Trying to get a work visa approved, but has some felonies on said.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with having like one felony on your record, but when you got more than two, three, four, and they're up at like bad things, you know, then it's a tougher spot. So like, yeah,
Yeah, I can't go. I
they
can't
needed to
tell,
they wanted to
but
get a warranty in there. It's all good. Everybody knows you're talking about Ronald Radke, so like, it's no big deal. Like, yeah, it's tough to go in there. Yeah, we don't know that. I don't know who that's who it is. Yeah, sorry, I dropped the Canadian accent there to let people know we don't know. It could have been
we don't
Derek
know.
Whibley. Could have been Derek Whibley. Could have been the guy from Mayday Parade as well.
We don't know.
All right, we got to move on from Canada talk because
Canada
I
talk
got it. Yeah,
because
I can't do
Rob's
this
getting
anymore.
all of. Anyways, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
so
coming. Yeah, it
it is a
sinks
different
in.
game. But speaking along the lines of the whole complaint around the when we were young thing, I was just looking at. We're going to talk about the festival lineup and the schedule and all that because as we know, they're doing the schedule just like they have in the past, where you will not know the
Day
schedule
of?
until the day of. Yep,
Good.
where they had the big board that you had to go look at. And now at least you have a phone. You can take a picture, and a pretty damn good picture now. So I'm just saying, it's a lot easier.
Can I
And you have
just say,
apps. There's gonna
I
be an app. There will be an app, and it will have the schedule on it,
I
guys.
I don't want to like break or like I always felt there was a level of bullshit attached to that. Like there was certain like
Yeah,
yes, it's not all random draw and like it seems like the same. Like, I'm curious how it actually worked. I feel like there's certain bands maybe not so much now, like back in the day, like when it was every day. I feel like there were
100%.
certain bit because it's like I know like No Effects wanted to play by a certain time, depending on how hungover they were. Like we want to get our set over with. Like there were certain hometown bands seemed to get like the headlining like it kind of varied who was at the end. Like when I like on the main, yeah, it's random, but okay, like the final two main stages are the Used and All Time Low in 2018, like the two bigger bands, like it's not totally random. Like there's kind of like a level of like they're doing a little professional wrestling there with that, I think.
Yeah, no,
But
even well,
yeah,
in an old interview or like an interview just doing that was talking about Fall Out Boy with Kevin Lyman, just talking about the anniversary of I don't know if it was Fall Out Boy with Vans Warped Tour or just Fall Out Boy in general, but he said they purposely scheduled them earlier in the day at the main stage because kids would literally be waiting and falling over, like the amount of kids going to the medical tent because they'd be passing out because
Because they'd
they'd
be
be
sitting
waiting
in
for
the
Fall
sun
Out
all
Boy or
day.
MCR all day. Yeah, because they're waiting for MCR or Fall Out Boy all day. They had to move those two to the main stage early in the day so these kids weren't like dying from heat exhaustion, which of course is an indicator of why we'll never see those two bands play Warped Tour ever again.
No, yeah.
But so I saw a comment of someone saying, I know that, you guys are doing the whole day of, you show the schedule, but some of us aren't that young anymore, and we need to like plan these things ahead of time. I
Right.
think, yeah, again, I think it comes
Figure it
like,
out.
but it's not about us anymore. And I know that, we're saying this as elder emos who are going to be, talking about this tour and talking about our experiences and things like that. But it is not about us anymore. I'm sorry
No,
to
no.
say. They're
I'm
trying to
sorry.
attract
Yeah.
the younger kids to come to the show. That's why the prices aren't expensive. That's why they're not going to pull these bigger bands like MCR and stuff to play. They may still get Blink to show up and surprise us at Long Beach. I'm still kind of maybe. You never know. It could happen. But at the end of the day,
They got
they're
Landon.
trying to.
They don't need Blink. They got Landon.
That's true. I mean, at the end of the day, that they do. So they really just need to attract the younger generation. We still have When We're Young. That still does exist.
It still exists,
for at
yeah.
least another year, I think. Yeah. Anyways, but yeah. So as far as DC Warped Tour is concerned, or Warped Tour in general, this is about getting a lot of the newer bands, and we're going to talk about some of the newer bands that are going to be on this lineup for this week that we think you guys should be checking out. But what we want to do today is just give you guys a little bit of a, heads up if you are going, what to expect as far as some of the know before you go type of information. And then also kind of talk about some of our memories. Yeah.
Watch out for
Tour.
chubby Italian dudes in Blink-182 shirts they got at Target. If you see one of them, yeah, like a 5'5" one, yeah, walk the other way.
Yeah, I'd be so curious to see if that person actually shows up.
I have faith in our friend CZB would like whoop his ass up. But anyways, yes, moving on.
Yes.
So when does what's the deal? So there's 2 days for the Warp Tour now. 2 days in one location.
Days.
Is it the same? Are some bands playing one day and then other bands playing the other day? Because let me just say, I interviewed a guy who was on the Warped Tour, Jeremy Romance. He had no fucking clue. Jeremy, if you didn't know, Jeremy was clueless to how it worked. And like, I feel that because like sometimes I get contracts for things and I don't read them regarding when I'm playing. Like, are you playing 2 days or one, brother? But like,
He had no idea.
so I don't. Do we know? Like, is it like a Friday Saturday traditional thing? Because like the lineup doesn't look that big. Like for example, DC, like Orlando looks big, but DC, I just have it open here on the internet portal, and like it doesn't look as big as you'd think.
Yeah, no, you're right. It doesn't look as big as you would think it is, and no, not all of them are playing both dates. Like, so for example, State Champs, I believe, is only playing on Saturday.
The state champions?
Yes, I love
Of
State
what?
Champs.
Oh, Saturdays at your place are playing. Do you know the tarot card song?
Yes. Oh, Saturdays at Your Place are one of
the
my.
tarot card song. Oh,
They are one of my in like the new bands you should not miss.
Yes,
Saturdays at Your Place are one of those bands that you need
we
to
call
check
this
out.
fifth,
They are
fifth wave, yeah, the fifth wave emo bands, yeah, like
fifth wave emo bands. Yes,
yeah, we might
like,
even need to just skip the fourth wave emo episode and just go right to fifth. Like I
know,
because these
honestly,
fifth ones
because-
like combat, like are we including combat in there? Are we talking Origami Angel who's also on this? Like ooh, like yeah, some of these.
Yes, I think. Well, I would consider Combat, as a fifth wave.
That's what I'm saying. For any person our age who's listening to this who's complaining about like there not being because like Fall Out Boy or My Chem isn't on this, like I assure you, there's so many of these younger bands are so much cooler. Like yeah, like
So
our
good.
top level is good. Like yes, okay, Fall Out Boy MCR, like that's great, great, great.
Yeah.
But we had
Yeah.
so much like mid-level slop because our era was just that was the popular music that like these bands now in this general genre are so many of them are so fucking good.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
yeah, just yeah. I mean, we'll dive into it later. But just looking at the lineup, it's like I if I had to go the whole day without watching any legacy acts, like I definitely could.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, there's so many good there's so many good new bands that you can listen to. But as far as if they're playing both days, like so some of them, so I think like so Honey Revenge I believe is only going to be playing one day, and that's because of where they're currently on tour. Obviously, I just saw them this weekend. in Chicago, and they were amazing. And they actually played some new songs that aren't out yet.
Yeah, how
In
was
addition
that?
to,
How was that show?
it was so
Who was
good.
there? Was the Daisy Grenades there?
Yes, they were. Daisy Grenade opened for them, and I had a chance to meet them. Shout out Danny and Keaton. And quick story, I walked up to them. They were at their merch table, and as soon as I walked up and said hello to them, Keaton looked at me and said, "You have a podcast, right? You've talked about us on there. I listened to it." I was
Yeah,
like,
we be
"Fuck,
talking
man,
shit.
I don't even know." I was like, "We love you." Like, I was like,
Yeah,
first of all,
no.
we love you. Like,
Yeah,
I
we
was like,
said
I
that'd
don't
be
even
nice.
know. I was like, everything we say, we're like, we just talk about how much we love them. So I was like, I have no words. I don't know how to speak now. This is amazing. But no, they absolutely, Daisy Grenade was amazing. This was, according to Devin, when she was on stage from Honey Revenge talking, that show in Chicago was their largest show as far as the amount of people or tickets sold. They
Well,
didn't have to move it.
did you drive to Chicago for this show? How far is the drive from your general region of Kentucky Fried Chicken to Chicago? Like I'm so clueless on
Yeah.
American geography. I have no fucking like I don't know where I don't know how I literally I'm if it's outside of California, I don't even really understand like
Like,
Central
Rob's
California. Like
like,
no. I'm such a
geography,
I'm such
American
a
geography.
coastal.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
I didn't go to school in this country. I'm a coastal elitist piece of shit. Like if it, I'm just. I live in Southern California. This is the center of the world. Okay, if you're at the flyover states, like I just see one big. I just see like I look at the map. I see the map as like an electoral college. I'm looking right over the red. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not going county by county. I'm going state by state. I'm looking over the red in the middle. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know how long the drive is. Like
It's okay. No,
10
it's that's
hours?
how I feel about the Pacific Northwest. It's no,
We
no, 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 no.
shout out Oregon. Shout out
Yes, yeah,
Hots, yeah. Shout out
yeah.
Newport,
Washington.
yeah.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
No, it's about like a little less than 6 hours. Just depends on how often you stop. So about 5.5, 6 hours. Yeah,
That's not so bad. That's not so bad. So
completely doable.
shout out to our friends in Daisy Grenade. Keaton
Yes,
and what?
Danny.
Okay, I thought you said Diane. I was like, there's no way that their names are Diane and Keaton. That is so fucking made up. No.
Actually,
That's what I
that
was
would
gonna
be
say.
fantastic if it was.
I was sick. Yeah, that's sick. Yeah, even if it was like gimmick, like the whole thing is just great. But yeah, I literally every week I have to like, yeah, in my 5x5, the hiding a body track shows up. I really relate to that.
Oh yeah.
Good for them. Yeah, the conga line. I saw you mention the conga line. I was under the impression the conga line was a thing for like work conventions. Like I imagine like a convention of doctors or doing the conga line with like lampshades on their head. Is it fun? Were you having fun? What was the vibe here? Like is it it's
Yeah,
just like
so
it's
it's
that thing,
it's
right?
so just dancing and having a good time. Like so, Honey Revenge is performing at DC Warped Tour. I recommend if you haven't ever seen them live, check them out. They are just it is just great music
They're
to
not, they're
dance
really good at
to.
the TikTok too. They're good at
Oh yes,
engaging with fans. Like they're a
they
younger
are.
band. Like same with Magnolia
Yes.
Park to me, where it's like they are good at the game of
Oh yeah.
social media.
They understand it to a T. But basically, they always want you up and moving and always dancing. So basically, during one of their songs, they have everyone to like turn to your neighbor, put your hands on their shoulders, and
Yeah,
conga
oh
it.
yeah. In my
So
head,
we
it's
get
like him.
oh yeah,
Like, yeah. No, I'm
yeah.
old
So
school
everyone's
pervert conga line. Yeah, no.
no
Yeah, we know.
hands on shoulders
Consensual,
and
yes.
yes, and we
That's fair.
start
Okay, yeah.
conging. I end up in a completely different part of the pit by this point too. So my videos are from like two different parts of the pit, which is great. It's fine. But it was just like the whole vibe of the show is it's fantastic. And then
We
they
like
ended
that.
and then they ended the
We
night
like
after they
that.
played Airhead, which Airhead is their, obviously most famous song. That's
It's
what
a
they
bop,
encore
yeah,
they
yeah.
end with. Yeah. They actually
What's your favorite
encore
flavored
with
airhead?
I don't like Airheads in general. Like the
You don't
actual
like the candy?
They're like
Oh, get
no,
the fuck out
I
here.
don't.
Okay, never.
I
Okay.
don't like anything sticky like that. Nothing gets stuck in my teeth. Ah, no.
Oh yeah, jams up my. Yeah, no, I haven't had one of these
Yeah,
since
it's
I've.
fine
Yeah,
because
okay.
I grew up with braces. Like I had
Oh yeah,
braces.
no,
Anything that
no,
sticks to
no,
my
no.
teeth, like
Yeah, I didn't
I'm
have
a
braces.
chocolate
Yeah.
girl. Yeah,
Okay.
so yeah,
You like the
but
almond one, the chocolate almond one, like the almond based chocolates, like Hershey's with almonds, things like that.
I do like that. Yes,
Yeah, I prefer the
yes,
nut based chocolate as well. Yeah, just by itself,
yes,
I
nut
just find it
based. Yes,
pedantic. Yeah.
yes. But they did do a Knocked Loose song as an encore that they were like got
Interesting.
famous on TikTok for. What is it? Is it what's the song called? I can't remember. Count the
Is it
Worm
is
song.
it is it the Daisy Grenades? Do they do the taste cover?
They did not. They did King for a Day
Who
because
who am I
they
thinking? Wait,
basically
do they do the taste cover though? Is that them? Am I tripping?
yes. Yeah,
Okay,
they
okay,
do it.
okay.
But they basically they're known for Taste and King for a Day, and they let these two guys rock paper scissors shoot it to see which one we were gonna do. King for a Day won, which worked for that crowd because it definitely the crowd was definitely feeling it. Because right
Yeah,
before them was Vanna. What I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She's
chick
definitely
from the Fortune
harder.
show. Oh
No, no,
wait.
no, not maybe.
And you said something about her, and I was like, "Who's this lady?" And then it was like a whole like she sang on a track by different or something.
She sang with Magnolia Park.
I don't know. Yeah,
I
maybe
send you
I'm
a lot
doing
of
trip
things.
stuff. Yeah, yeah. We sent yeah,
Yes.
we yeah. I'm not sure. Okay. Anyways, yes. So Daisy Grenade, yes, that taste cover though rips. Like I would like, yeah, because I spent the weekend. Oh, I believe it was Friday. I took a trip to Spain via the internet. I went to the Primavera Music Festival.
Oh,
I
cool.
watched it. I watched it on my phone, and I watched the Sabrina
Mm-hmm.
set. Yeah, because she just dropped Manchild that day. Which, by the way, if you're
Oh,
listening to
so
this
good.
is coming out Wednesday. On Friday, we have a new program coming on this network
Yes.
here, which you'll see. We're gonna do some music reviews. We're gonna do some current ones, some retrospective reviews. There's gonna be a database going forward of Emo Kids Anonymous rankings and the like. But
Yes.
watching, yeah, the Sabrina on there. I'm just my thing is like that's the best pop star, and I think we were saying in our group chat today, our super secret one that will make people famous. Yeah, that one where we were like, oh, like yeah, that's gonna sound obnoxious to people that don't get the joke, but it's like yeah, like Daisy. When people get a hold of Daisy Grenade, when the normies get a hold of Daisy Grenade, it's gonna be
Yeah.
fucking game over.
Yes. Yes. When they find them and they find their videos finally on TikTok, it will be over.
Yeah, like
They are the
legitimately, like
band
yeah,
that yeah,
they're a
all
vibe,
the
and they just
Sabrina, Tate
yeah.
McRae, like Addison Ray fans, all of them
And
that's they've been waiting
they
for someone
own
like them.
shit so well where it's like I feel like we're in this
Yeah.
beautiful modern age where like when we grew up the women were very like it was like an objectifying sexuality. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Britney, Christine, like there's something gross to that. But it's like I see Sabrina, like I was even trying to explain to my friends, I'm like, nothing about this feels like it's for the dudes. Like this doesn't feel
No.
like it's not meant for the male gaze. Like I feel like the part of it that appeals to
100%.
me is like the like honorary, gay dude in me
Being a
that's
woman,
like,
yes.
yeah, the honorary girl in me that's basically like, this is great. Like, this is for the girls
Yeah.
kind of thing. It's like, I love that. That's the best. Like, you are owning your shit. There's like a campiness. Like, we're silly. It's not just like, oh, haha, dumb,
And
like
Daisy
I'm
Grenade is
whatever you need to
definitely
be. And
like
Daisy
that.
Grenade's that
Hmm.
with like a little, like, they also have like a switchblade on them. Like, they're
Yes.
that with like a little bit of
They're
edge.
musical theater nerds with a switchblade. Like
Yes.
if
Like,
you've
they're, yeah,
ever seen
they're,
them live,
yes.
yes, they literally. So at the show, and I promise everyone we will get back to Warped Tour, but at the show
Got
they
there. They're
had
listening.
they had some sound issues, and they do bingo at their. You go to their merch table and they have like a bingo card you can get like do Days Grenade bingo.
What does
And
this mean?
sound issues and stuff is like you just like check off things that happen at a Daisy Grenade show and see if you get Daisy Grenade bingo. You can win some cool merch and stuff. And they had sound issues towards the beginning of the set, and so they start doing like the jazz Fosse kind of dance. If you've seen this before, it's when
Yes.
they kind of like do in sync, like kind of like tap dancing stuff. They have a musical theater. I think Keaton was actually in recently a thing on like off Broadway. She kind of did like a show for a little bit, just like a one night kind of thing. But yeah, they
Damn.
are. But they got yeah, but they have street cred. They're phenomenal. I mean, they do splits on stage in
We've
sync splits that I would be like I never could never even imagine doing. Like
No, we
it's
fuck with the
incredible.
Daisy Grenades. Yeah, no, we're fans. We're fans. We're
Yes,
fans.
yes, yeah, yes, and obviously Honey Revenge was excellent too. They're,
Shout out Honey Revenge. Hope you guys have a
yeah,
nice DC Warped because yeah, you guys deserve it. You're one of the
I
better.
agree.
And I think they were announced like in the first like 2 or 3 days of this lineup
Yeah,
announcement. Because I remember they were towards the end. I was not legitimately checking out all the bands that got announced. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just it became a lot. But at the beginning,
it
I
did
was
become
like,
a
I was at
lot.
least going to listen to like one or two songs of everyone. And Honey Revenge is someone that I discovered through the Warped Tour announcements. I didn't know them before this.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, they're ones that I had known before, but there's a lot of so Sirens at Your Place is one I discovered because of the Warp Tour announcements,
I
and
think I did
I
too. Yeah,
absolutely fell in love with them because of the Warp Tour announcements. I'm like, this band is fantastic.
that's really yeah. That's every. I just want to hear. I love those.
Tear,
Like I just
we
want to
need to.
hear songs like can we just spend 20 minutes talking about Tarot? Like, and we'll get into the lineup of this later because yeah, there's another band on here that we've talked about briefly on here that I just like I love, you know, that it's just but yeah, same thing. Like I discovered multiple bands through these lineup drops. I liked the way people talk shit or people hated on it. I think people are just they expect like a lot of instant gratification and the like. And
Yeah,
I knew all along, like the lineup, it just this is a Warp Tour lineup, and we're gonna hear some stuff on here that's cool. And if it's stuff that I don't enjoy, 90% of it, the reason I don't enjoy it is gonna be because I'm a 35-year-old man. I'm not supposed to enjoy it. Like I'm not,
yeah,
yeah, I'm not supposed to enjoy it. Like this should be ideally Warp Tours for the 15-year-olds.
yeah.
Like
That's. I mean,
ideally is
that's
like
yeah.
yeah, like 15 to 25
That's
and
our
that's a
ages when we
stretch.
were
It's
going.
it's
Yeah,
really yeah, it's 12 to
yeah,
22 maybe where it's like yeah, because I swear by
yeah.
the time I was in my mid 20s, it was like I didn't want to go like the last Warp Tour I went to. I went to the last real one, like the last 2018. I went with Benji's mom because she
Wow.
wanted to go, and it was like the last. But like the last time I actually went was like 2010 because it's like I was 21 or 20. Like after that point, it was like I'm too old for this. You know, it's like I'm like yeah, like I don't need
Mm-hmm.
like this is for the kids. Like like it's you hit that point where it's like it's not cool. Like, and I think with our general, and we've kind of talked about like our generation especially is really rooted in nostalgia and thinking like just these things are
Yes.
kind of catered to us. It's like Warped is constantly the idea that and Warped at its finest is leaving you in the dust. Like when we were in 2005 and we were at a Warped tour that had whoever 2004 like Alkaline Trios or the Fall Out Boys or the Amber like these eras of bands the people from 10 years before that or like 97, 98 warps were like where is the Pennywise, where's the dance hall, like where's
Yeah.
this, like this is bullshit, you know what I mean? Like you're supposed to feel that you're supposed to get phased out of this. That's part of like rock and roll alternative culture is rooted in youth culture, and you as a
Yep.
30 to 40 to 50-year-old person should not be identifying it with it too much. Like there should be
Exactly.
a part of it that feels like what the fuck is this?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the whole point of it. And I
And
mean,
that's
but
cool.
there's
I like that.
still, yeah, and there's
But they
still
still throw
definitely
you a fucking
legacy.
bone.
Yeah, there's still amazing legacy acts that are going to be playing on Warp Tour. I still, when people complain about it, I'm still trying to figure out who they really were. Is it really that they were just
They're
expecting to see,
fucking delusional, Amanda. They're
like,
delusional. They
are they
expected a
really just
lineup that's
expecting
going
to
to be
see?
like Alkaline Trio, AFI, Bad Religion, Bright Eyes for some reason, even though Bright Eyes is not in our world. Brand new. They thought Kevin Lyman, after the Austin Jones and front porch step and all the allegations in our world, they thought they would somehow throw a bone to fucking Jesse Lacey. Oh,
Who
let's give us
knows?
that. Also, like give me a Chiodos, and like I'm literally just going through the alphabet. Why not the Deftones? Why not? Did they not play Warped Tour '98? Eminem was there. They should
I'm
throw an
pretty
Eminem
sure they did.
Fallout Boy,
Yes.
My Chem, Blink 182. Like yeah, like the budget. This doesn't like, but people just started believing that this is like people have these visions in their head of what Warped Tour was. And it's like, I remember like, okay, my favorite Warped Tour that I went to is '08. The headlining bands were like Angels and Airwaves and Gym Class Heroes, like, and Motions. Like
Yes.
these are big, like in hind, like, yes, they feel like big bands, but these are not even like, if we're talking like Fall Out Boy, Mike Chem's Blinks are
Well,
the A
shit.
tiers, these bands are
Yeah.
C tiers. Like, like Gym
Yeah.
Class in
Exactly.
comparison
Like
to,
I only went to one Warp Tour, and that was in
you only been
2007. It
to
was
one?
late in the game.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
seven.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
seven.
Look, I am.
Which state
I
did you
was
go
like,
to?
well, I was in New Jersey, because I was in Philadelphia. I lived in Philly. I
Got
was
out
going
of
to
New
school in
Jersey.
Philly. Tweeter Center. If I always went to like Camden. Well, now it's not called that. I don't even know what it's called anymore.
Camden, New
So I just saw
Jersey? No, it's a
Fall.
new amphitheater. Yeah, yeah. Shout out
Yeah, I know what it's.
Camden.
Yeah, I saw. I just saw
I've
Fall Out
been
Boy there in
there.
2023.
That's one of the worst
Yes,
places I've ever been in my life.
it's a
Was
terrifying
Camden,
place,
New
and
Jersey.
I've only been there to see Fall Out Boy twice, and the Warped Tour once, and that's it. But I mean, even when I was there, it was like Coheed and Cambria, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. I think Paramore might have been the biggest band, if I remember correctly.
That feels like a
That I
stretch.
remember. Yeah, even that was like a stretch. That I remember seeing there. But like it, like, but again, it was like Circus Survive and Amber Pacific. I know who I believe our
Yeah,
friend Lisa might be. Yeah, Sound Amber
I
Pacific.
believe, yeah, they might
Um,
also be on our show very soon. We'll see, though.
might
We'll
might
see.
be on our
We'll
show
see. We'll see.
too.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
which would
see.
be amazing. But yeah, like though that was not like I had to see. I saw Fall Out Boy like 2 months before that at the Tweeter Center, but by themselves with Cobra Starship and Academy is. I didn't
Shout
see
out
them
Dave
at
Supporter. Shout out William.
yeah.
What was that? William Tell.
William Beckett, like
William Beckett. William
William
Tell.
Beckett,
Who's that?
yeah,
Yeah.
with Paul Wall. So like,
But
I
Paul
wasn't.
Wall was there.
Yes,
His mouth
yeah.
shining like a fucking disco ball. Paul Wall was
We
there.
sure did the grill song. We sure did the
Yeah.
grill song too. That
I
happened.
had a
But
grill.
yeah,
I owned a
that's.
grill.
I
Yeah.
think to me that is the biggest thing that people don't
Stop
understand and
licking your
realize. Like
grill.
I had seen, I went to the same venue, like 2 months apart, to see Fall Out Boy by themselves do the whole
Yes.
thing. Like right, do the whole thing, and then see all these other bands 2 months later to do the
Fill up
Warped
the same
Tour.
place. Yeah.
To fill the same, yeah, it's filled the same place, probably the same
Doesn't
amount
add
of
up,
people.
you
Like
guys. It doesn't fucking add up. Use your
so that's
brains.
what, yeah, like, and was it a little bit more? That a little bit more insane? Yes, obviously. That was my first festival too. I was not like a festival kind of, I was a shut in for like most of my life, and
I
I
was
went
gonna
to like
say, yeah, this is
shows
sweet.
like
Yeah, I just imagine. Yeah.
yes,
I didn't know
yeah.
about the
So like
cheerleading squad. I just saw you as AV kid. Yeah.
yeah, right. I'm a super nerd. I would sit at home and watch Lord of the Rings, and I was comfortable with that in my space and being at shows where I knew what to expect with the expected. So I was like, I'm gonna do something different, and let's go to
I'm
this.
gonna branch out. I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna go to this wild thing in a parking lot
Yeah,
in
just in time for
Camden, New
me to like.
Jersey, second world
Oh
country.
well,
Yeah.
if I had to pick a place, it had to be the most dangerous
Honestly,
place. I
yeah.
think.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it anywhere, you
Yes.
should do it in Camden, New Jersey. Honestly, yeah.
Honestly, yeah. It was fun though. I mean, yeah, it was a blast just to get to see everyone and run around and get to check out all the bands with my sister. It was a good time. I had fun.
Honestly,
So,
yeah. It's one of the things that's interesting about Warped Tour too is always like you're essentially setting up this venue outside of actual venues. And then
yeah,
also
right?
providing the parking, like it's just really well, like good of you to find the space for this, because like I've gone to
Well,
I've gone to Pomona,
yes.
Chula Vista, Ventura.
Mhm.
It's like pretty good of you guys, because like it's just all the things are outside the venue, and then you're also finding places for motherfuckers to park. Seems like a
Well, speaking
stretch.
of parking, to go back to the DC Warp Tour.
Yeah, let's give us
So,
some info.
yeah, there is not a lot of options for parking. So, if you are going to Warp Tour, highly recommend trying to do public transportation. I know on their Instagram page and I believe on their regular website they have information about rideshare. Obviously, that's always a great way to go. I always recommend public transportation. That's what I did to get to like Honey Revenge in Chicago. We basically took a bus ride there and a train ride back, and it was
I'm a big fan of
fantastic.
walking. Yeah, I'm a big fan of walking.
Yes.
Park your park, walk the rest. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's always what
Like
I
yeah,
say.
like exactly. Like
Park your park, walk the
if you're
rest.
not close by, because I know there's not a lot of like hotel venues that are super close by. Just take some public transportation or Uber it. But apparently there might be a military parade going on, so just be careful.
Yeah, I heard.
I
I
was
heard
telling
it's
Rob
Donnie's.
this.
I heard it's Donnie's birthday. Happy birthday, you dumb piece of shit.
This is it's gonna be so weird. DC's gonna have a bunch of emo kids
Good.
and a bunch of MAGA hat wearing like fools, like all at the
Emo
same.
kids. I need you guys to not feed into the stereotypes. Show them you got like a little bit of that dog in you, just like
Yes.
Message me privately. I will explain to you how to make a Molotov coffee. You know, like, okay.
No, no, we
Anyways,
can
moving.
make
I'm not doing
it.
anything like that. There's nobody listening.
What?
FBI agent listens. We're not doing anything. It's all
Anyways,
satire. I'm
so
kidding. Move on.
for other important information, doors open at 11 a.m. The box office will be open at 9
Nixon.
a.m. on the days of the show.
We're not doing anything like
Um,
that. We're joking. It's just a
we're
joke.
joking.
It's just a joke,
Just
Gerard.
joking.
Tom, whoever my FBI agent is that's watching this conversation.
Why
We're
are
kidding.
they Gerard or Tom? Why are they either the lead
Those
singer
are
of
just
Blink-182
they're just
or
white guy
MCR?
names. That's just names we have. Like Rob. Like it might be a Rob. It might be a Jared. It might
Or
be it might be a
Kyle. Could be a
Patrick.
Kyle.
Kyle. Yeah, it could be a yeah, probably not a Kyle, but it could be a Keith, a Kenneth. I don't know.
Could be a John. Just a generic John.
John 3:16. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, John.
Yeah.
Could be John.
16? What?
Yeah, it's I'm just kidding. It's Austin 3:16. It's from the Bible.
Yes, okay.
Anyways, yeah, it's this weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Going to be a nice time. It's at the stadium of RFK Jr., right? Or RFK
Yep,
Senior?
that's
Yeah.
just RFK, yeah.
We used to have
Senior
we used to
from-
have a way of handling the Kennedys in this country, and it's a
Yes.
shame. One of them finally deserves it. We don't do that anymore.
we don't
This
do
is
anything
the this is the
This has gotten oddly political, and I only blame the location of this concert.
It's literally that's it. Yeah, that's it. Like I'm just saying, like yeah.
Woo!
The
Yes,
rock-
but you're right. I think it's RFK Senior. I think that's what
Something
this
like
camp is.
Yeah, the
I
dad.
think
Yeah, it's a
that's
shame.
what
Yeah,
it's based off of.
it's a shame. Yeah.
It is also big point of fact. It is a cashless event. Do not bring cash. So
I mean, bring some
I think
cash for tips. Nothing's cash anymore,
No.
but like bring some cash. You can slip some bands some cash, maybe if you want to be cool. If I was in a band, I would
Yeah,
love
that's
for you to
true.
slip me a 20.
I imagine most bands, if they're, I'm hoping that, that is interesting now because I'm imagining most bands can now get a Square, right? Plug it into their phone.
Oh, we've been
to do
squared for
merch,
10
right?
years. Yeah, I'm sure they can all
Yeah,
square
so I
it.
think they're good. Yeah, I imagine they're good, right?
But
They're
you get the
fine.
fees. You still got to pay that
I know.
fucking fee on it. Ugh, nobody
Those
likes
credit card
fees.
fees are not fun. So just factor them into your
there
merch
is-
just in case.
Oh, fuck yourself, bud. Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair,
Yeah,
these bands are
exactly.
charging so much on the merch. Let me just say, I still get the emails from the merch companies for the bands. I know you
Really?
guys are still getting these shirts. We used to get the like I got we print up the American Apparel like the single, the double
yeah.
colors. They'd be like $6-7. We'd sell them for 20. I know you guys are still getting these shirts for like $9 max. You're selling them for 40. You're hosing people. You don't need
I know.
you don't need that kind of markup on a blouse. Just I don't know. I mean, I guess they're not making money off CD sales and the like anymore, but just like it doesn't sit right with me.
You know how much those sweatshirts cost?
The sweatshirts that they're selling you for $80?
Yes. Or 60. I mean, I got a Daisy Grenade one.
We should
and
be
a
selling
t-shirt.
those. We're gonna get some
But-
sweatshirts up on once we get some logos going. We're gonna get
We
some
are.
sweatshirts up on our merch site.
We're not gonna.
I will the sweatshirts will never be over like 55, 50, like 49 because it's like it's not necessary. It's not necessary at all.
It's kind of ridiculous. The craziest thing, and I love them. They're my band. But when I have to purchase something from Fall Out Boy, and I'm like, y'all don't need that to be that expensive.
No, you don't need
know,
that money,
like,
Peter.
you don't.
Need that money,
You
Peter.
don't. Like, I know how much I paid for these. They didn't need to be that price, Pete Wentz. They didn't need to be.
Right? Yeah, no, you really
Like-
you really don't need the money, Peter.
Yeah, you really don't. You of all people, like there are some bands that are still trying to make it. I feel like
Of all
you've
the
made
bands,
it. As
Peter
Patrick
has the
Stump
money.
once said, "What's bigger, the moon?" There is nothing bigger for you guys. You made it. Like you're there.
Yeah,
Like,
you're set. You're
your
set
kids are
on.
going to college. Your kids
Yeah.
are going to college, and they have a trust fund. I guarantee you.
Yeah, and they
They're good.
got the money from they got newlyweds money in the family. Okay, like they're like you
Well,
got that
one
Nick
does, at
Lachey.
least.
Yeah, you got that Nick Lachey coin coming through. Okay, like
Well, one of them does. Like one of them.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Bronx Mowgli. Shout out Bronx Mowgli.
Yes, Brock's Mowgli. The other two do not, but that's fine. All right. Anything else we need to know about the important stuff? There is an app. Download the app. If you download the app and fill out the info and let them know, apparently you can get a cool sticker pack and patch if you want
Download a
that. I don't
fucking
know.
app. Yeah, you can download an app. Is PETA 2 going to be there? PETA going to be there handing out like the I'm not a nugget stickers and stuff again? Because that's classic
I did
Warp to
not
me.
see. I did not see PETA listed as a sponsor. They are doing the canned food drive for Feed Our Children now.
PETA 2
As
is
far
literally
as
on here. I'm on the computer. I like
oh, it is there. Never mind. They will be there. There we
literally
go.
PETA's on there. Yeah, PETA. It says PETA 2. Yeah, Phineas
Okay.
and
I guess
Ferb too. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So yes, when it
Well,
came to
because the
Sponsors
Bowling
Village,
Jarrett Reddick sings that, right? Yeah, that's the
yes,
Wyndham or
but yes,
Wars. Love a
Jarrett
Wyndham
sings
hotel.
it. Yes, but I need to understand what are they selling because they're gonna have a table at the Sponsor Village.
Is
What are
that
they
even a
doing?
TV show
What's
anymore?
I didn't think it was.
I sent
So
Eargasm. Let me just say, I sent Eargasm a DM the other days on
yes,
TikTok. 'Cause I TikToks them, and I
good for you.
DM'd them from our from the Wild and Heart Instagram, where I'm just like, yo, like you guys were looking for people to help you out. I'll go there. I will whore myself out for you. Just like if you give me a pass, because like I just don't want to pay for the money, and like I'm waiting to see on the press pass thing. So it's like. I will help you guys. I will do that. So I see your eargasm on here, but I never wear headphones at shows, so I'd be lying to you if I promoted eargasm. Beatbox, if you're listening to this, I'm into
He will
beatbox.
drink them.
If I'll drink some beatboxes. I will. If you want to do like a thing on like a Twitch stream where it's like how many beatboxes could this one guy drink? Like I will play that game with you. Yeah, I'll play that. Vans, Ghost is just like is like an energy drink, right?
Yeah, it's an energy drink. Yeah, yeah,
Not really into it. Yeah, no, never mind.
yeah. I do. I have eargasms though, so I
Are
do
they
wear.
pop?
I do
What
have
are
those
these?
in window.
You're wearing like in ears at shows?
Yeah, yeah. They're like in ears. Yeah, and they're pretty comfortable. Yeah. There's either between those or loops, and I end up
No,
getting the
I want to.
eargasms, and I was
I
pretty happy with
love losing my hearing at shows. I want to raw dog it. Even like shows like when I used to
it.
play shows, like I would have one ear in just so I could hear my own vocals, but like
Yes.
I don't want. Yeah, I don't want any muffling. Like I want the full experience. Like blast my shit, dog. Like just wreck my ears.
Oh, man. Yeah, and if you're at Barricade, buddy, and you got the right bass, whoo,
You okay? Can I tell you something so funny
you're
about barricade stuff really quickly? Because so when I took the trip to Primavera the other day. And it's
yeah,
like,
virtual
and
trip. Very
we
nice.
had a talk about we were talking about Fall Out Boy Barricade last week.
Yes.
My buddy, my one of my best friends in the world, Tyler Johnson. Shout out Tyler. He's never gonna see this, but Tyler's like, "What's the deal with Chapel Roan?" I was like, "No, I love the Chapel Roan hits," but I was like, "I don't know, it's a little this or that." And he's like, "It kind of feels like it's music for like she looks like one of the rail people," and I thought he meant like public transportation. And I was like, yeah, I guess. Like, I was like, that's pretty funny. Like, I guess Chopper Rome kind of does have like, red line vibes to her. Like, yeah, he's like,
Sure.
no, no. He's like, no, no. I mean, like the people that like are like, like on the barricade at the shows. And I was like, brother, I just had
Wait,
a
no,
whole.
that's accurate. Yep.
I was like, I don't know if you're wrong. Like, I don't know.
No, not
There's
wrong. No,
there's some
actually,
barricade vibes. I was like, bro, I thought you meant like public transportation. I was kind of like, haha, that's like weirdly accurate. But then like you meant like barricade people. I'm like, that's equally accurate. Like I don't know.
no,
Like
that's
I think
very
you're
accurate. That's
right.
a
Like
yeah. No, that's true. They give
I was
off
just,
deaths. That's the vibe.
that was
Yes.
like it's music for you. Like rail people. Like, and I totally thought he meant like, yeah, like, oh, like, yeah, they're riding the fucking green line or like the MTA or whatever the local, like the L is. Like, yeah. And he's like, no, I just mean people that show up at the festival 10 hours early to be on the barricade. I'm like, bro, we had to talk about this. Me and Amanda, I didn't realize there was weirdos that were just like doing this every tour, every show, every festival. And
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
My friend Tyler says you guys look like you need a bath.
Basically, is what they say.
I don't know. I get
It, moving on.
DC Warped.
Yes, DC Warp. What else we need to know?
I want to know who's
Let's
playing
see.
and who you're excited to see, really, or who you would be
That's
excited to see if
right.
hypothetically we would be going. Because yeah, we're not going because we don't want to end up in a jabroni sitch. I tried. I
We
thought
do
about it.
not.
Shout out Chris who had an extra ticket. I couldn't do it, brother.
Yes,
I'm
and I
sorry.
and I was originally planning on it, but timing just did not work out for me. But I would have. There's a lot of people. Honestly, it's a great lineup. As far as the like older bands that are going to be there, and I'm talking
Shout out
like legacy
Fishbone.
acts. Fishbone, I know, and
Shout out
I
fucking
mean,
Fishbone.
honestly, Fishbone being in DC right now, I just
Good
cannot
fit.
wait to
Good
see what
fit.
they're
Good
gonna
fit.
do. Like honestly, like if you've been following Fishbone's Instagram, you know they obviously have they're no strangers to shouting out against what's going
They'll
on in
fucking
the
let you
political
know.
realm. Yeah,
God
they're gonna
bless.
stand up against Trump 100%, and I cannot wait to see what they do at Warped Tour. I am looking forward to that. Dance Hall Crashers coming back. I cannot wait to
DHC.
see. Yes, I want. I'm hoping that someone's going. Well, we didn't touch on it yet, but Amazon Music is a sponsor, and they're live streaming the event both
I
days.
heard there's a rumor we're
So,
gonna do a thing this weekend. I mean, this is a rumor that you made up
yeah,
before the show started. So, like,
it
this is
is a
just, yeah.
rumor I made up before the show started, but yeah, Rob and I are thinking about maybe live streaming
Thinking about.
us watch. Thinking about maybe us live streaming us watching the live stream.
You
So
guys
if
want
you
to hang
want
out with
to
us maybe this weekend? Maybe
hang
we
out
like
with
just have
us,
like a double date, like the two of us
yeah,
plus like the 10 of you, the 20 of you, whoever you want to come hang out. We maybe do like a live
yeah.
stream where we watch it and maybe we like listen. I love the Muppets, but yeah, we Statler and Waldorf that shit. Maybe you know what I mean.
Well, yeah,
We could
Statler
be the
War. Yeah, we
Statler to my
commentate.
Waldorf. You know, we can
Yeah.
commentate. We can run our mouths a little about as we watch the
We can
boys
watch
like
our
girls
favorite
set.
bands.
Yeah.
We can watch the Boys Like Girls set. I would love
Kirsten
to
are
watch the Boys
growing
Like
up.
Girls
Yeah,
set with
like
you.
Avril said. Yeah, we could do
Yeah.
that together, right? Yeah, we could.
No, no,
Great
we
Canadian
could
kid,
maybe
Avril Lavigne. Yeah, she used to fucking. Yeah.
we could skip the Avril set.
No, no, hold on. Where's yeah? So let me just say, like, while I'm talking about Avril right here, real quick, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Avril is from. Oh yeah, I can't remember the exact fucking town. Oh, she's from fucking Belleville, Ontario. Yeah, and she was married. Avril's made her run of the town because she was with Chad
Yeah,
from
she
fucking
was with Chad.
Nickelback, the greatest Canadian band of
Mhm.
all time, maybe. And she was with Derek Whibley of Sum 41, maybe the second greatest Canadian band of all time. But she was also with Mod's son, who's like a really handsome guy who suffered with like, drug use and the like for a while, but like he got over it and like he's really good looking and he's got a great song. So like her situation kind of confuses me. But I'm happy to see Avril accepted as kind of part of our scene after all these years, seen as like an outsider pop princess. She deserves her credit as a pop punk princess.
Oh, of the something corporate vein.
Yeah, shout out Andrew McMahon. Shout out Andrew
Andrew
McMahon.
Van. I was just
Yeah.
listening to this is so way off topic, but I was thinking of space for whatever reason. I just started thinking
Yeah,
of the
just give me
song.
space so I can breathe for real.
Yeah, well, it's like we were about to drive home from Chicago, and I was like, home is it quiet? And I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta listen to a song right now. I need to put it on at this very exact instant. And then I was on like a whole something corporate. I was like, I don't know, I gotta listen to the rest of it. I gotta put on Constantine. I gotta put on I was like, get me. I gotta do it now. This is
It
happening.
happens.
And then I realized that I really do love something corporate, and I really do love Andrew McMahon.
Oh, I just fucking realized it now that we love Andrew
I
McMahon.
just
Yeah,
realized
that's
it now. Yes. I
that's
know.
the
What can I say?
that's
I,
the Billy Joel, the Bruce Springsteen of our scene.
he really is.
Piano
Okay.
Popsmith.
Piano Pop Smith. Other people, other legacy acts, less than Jake, and I know they're also touring around the country as well.
With the
In
Fishbone
addition
as
to
well, right? Are they on
yes,
tour with Fishbone? Yeah,
yes,
I'm
with
like
the
tripping, right?
Fishbone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like less than Jake, Fishbone. I know Catbite is with them right now, but I think they're going overseas by the time
Cat
less
Bite's
than
not on
Jake.
the
Like,
Warp Tour,
yeah.
yeah.
No,
Big
I
ass
know it's a
truck.
shame.
Big ass truck is that Warp Tour. Shout
Yeah.
out Big
Okay.
Ass Truck. Okay, shout out Big Ass Truck. Let me just say, I have no allegiance to the nation of America. If you're listening to this, Donald Trump, anyone watching this, as this action happens in my beautiful city of Los Angeles, I align
It's true.
myself with the beautiful people of California and the beautiful Latinos and Latinas and the Latinx community. You do not fuck with the Mexicans of Southern California and the Central Americans and the South, just the ethnic groups.
Yes.
You don't fuck with us here. But with that California pride, big ass truck from the Inland Empire. They are so good at the internet and they are so good at what they do that, yeah, if I was in DC, the first band that in my head, like I look at this lineup, the first thing that grabs my attention is big ass fucking truck.
Big
Like
ass truck.
I'd want to be at the big ass truck Inland Empire show. Like,
I don't I don't think I've ever heard them before.
oh, they rip. I'm all for Inland Empire, Southern California, hardcore, any sort of heavy music. We have
Yep.
hard lore. Colin Young, like that's one thing news we didn't really cover any news at the beginning of the show, but Colin Young, a big figure in the hardcore world, was a big thing. He fucking accidentally spin kicked a motherfucker into oblivion this weekend, like just
Wait,
at
I
a
think I
show.
saw the
I
video of
sent you the
this.
clip. I sent you the clip. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
you
one I sent
did.
you.
Yeah, you
That's
did.
Colin Young.
Holy
Yeah,
crap.
yeah, Colin Young. That's Colin
I
Young,
was
and
like,
it's
Keep
like
Mr. Miyagi that he crane
that's
kicked
our
it.
culture. That's Southern Cal. That's Valley hardcore. 818 hardcore. Shout out, represent. He's in a band. He plays drums in a band called God Say with Brody King. Brody King hit me so hard in the face that I couldn't hear out of my ear for 2 weeks. Like I have deep love and respect for this hardcore scene we have out here. And these guys, like I see him kick the guy. I'm just like, shouldn't have been fucking standing there, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, and even then, it's like,
Yeah.
hey, you took the kick. You took it like a fucking man. You got up. Like, I'd get kicked in the face. Like, if it sucked, but you get up and it's just like, all right, that's part of the deal. I respect that. Big ass truck is like the best version of that. Meets like a slight like Andrew WK-ism thing where it's just like there's this like inherent like
Okay.
kind of like silliness to it where it's just like brother truck rapping.
Okay.
It's like a thing on Twitter where it's like you're gonna hit your maximum gains if you're listening to the big ass truck. You know what I mean? It's just like there's a level
All
of
right.
men's
If
mental
we
health
stream
awareness
this,
attached to it. Yeah,
yes.
we'll pop on for big ass truck. Yeah,
Good. Okay, then we need to stream that because I,
yeah,
I
we'll
feel
pop on
like
for
we
big
that
ass
would be
truck.
something that we need to commentate on. Okay, yes, but there's like obviously Hawthorne Heights. I mean, Motion
Shout out
City
JT.
soundtrack. Which you think so? Motion City. Oh, that's something they're coming out with a new song
Wow,
on the
June 17th, 16th, 17th.
17th. June. Yes, I know they're
Sounds
playing
right.
they're playing. Yeah, they're playing a show on the 17th in New York City. I think that's when the new song comes out.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they'll play it at all on this weekend. To
Yeah,
kind of like hype
we're
people
pro
up.
Motion City soundtrack. I would love to see Motion City. I really do think that Motion City soundtrack is one of the most underrated bands of like the 2000s. Like
100%.
that wave of pop punk emo. Like they are in terms of like a lot of that was like we kind of talked about before with new metal. A lot of new metal is surface level
Yes.
emotions, and a lot of emo, mall emo especially, was like surface level. Like I'm sad, I'm mad, girl left, gotta cut
Yeah.
my wrist. You know what I mean? Like I'm miserable, I'm gonna burn the seat. But it's like there's a level of like anxiety. Like if you ever listen to like, I mean, maybe it's different as like a mom, but like Time Turned Fragile off of Commit This to
Yeah.
Memory breaks
Yeah.
my heart as like a
I
dad where I
know.
just listen to it. I'm just like, it's just like I literally like it just fucking get like there's levels to these
Yeah.
songs where it's like there's a mental health, like a complexity to these Motion City songs that other bands in that
Just
era
don't
did
have.
not have.
Yes.
Like I think like
No.
a lot of the music we talk about I think is for lack of better terms, kind of cringy if you're a regular adult. Like, I get it. Like, if you're not into the My Chemical, like, you don't want to hear the I'm Not Okay song as a 35-year-old. I get it. Like, but like those Motion City songs, especially, like, even, like Attractive Today or something off of Commit This to Memory, which we will
Yeah.
be discussing in a later thing you guys will see. But like,
Yes.
there's I'm wrecked, I'm overblown, I'm also fed up with the common cold. Just like there's these like a level of vulnerability to these that just kind of hit like a layer beneath the average emo band of the era.
Agreed. 100%. And that is what Motion City is known for and underrated for. And they're so good live too.
Yeah,
And
the
then they
best.
play.
I love that
I
band.
know. Like even when I saw them 2 years ago when Justin had just had surgery and he's
I thought
still
was he like in
kicking
in like
butt
a
as a lead
lazy boy
singer
or
with a
something? Would you
cane. No,
oh
he had a cane and he's still singing his freaking ass off with a cane while just imagine him crazy ass hair, caning it up, singing like everything is all right. Let's get fucked up and die. And I'm like, they just still the whole crowd's out there just like shouting those lyrics back at those guys. Like it's yeah,
Wow,
just
just
completely
wow. Okay,
yeah,
yeah, we're a
amazing.
pro.
Just, yeah. Yeah, they really are great. I just love them. But yeah, I mean, there's so many great bands. You got Silverstein out there, Pennywise, your buddy, coming to
My boy
our
Fletcher
our
Drag, my boy
barbecue.
Jim Lindbergh. Shout out
Yes,
Fletcher. Yeah, number one invites to the barbecue. That's one of the great. Like, listen, I don't want to hear the Broham song anymore, but like, that's a great band. That's undeniably one of the best
true.
Southern California, Orange County punk rock bands. Yeah, they're undeniable.
Green. Yeah. And then there's a lot of new bands that I mean are coming that are going to be there that I'm excited to see play. Scal, obviously we talked about them on one of
We talked
our
about
earlier
Scal. Yeah,
episodes. So I'm really excited to see them just play their first like Warp Tour festival. That's going to be great for them. We've
Jacob's
been
Castle. Do
talking about
you
Saturday.
kind of get the same vibe that I do with him? Like, where he's kind of like, he kind of like looks like
Yes,
he has a vibe where it's like he needs a bath, maybe.
possibly. And
Yeah,
he's
just
from the
kind of.
Sublime. Okay,
Yeah,
so
Long
he's
Beach area, Long Beach stand up. Yeah, he's
yes,
got. I feel like he's got a
yes,
stink to him.
yes. That makes sense. That tracks. I mean, yes, that tracks. But I mean, I'm into the music, so let's yeah. I
I'd
mean,
like to see him. I think that's just so cool. Like, yeah, I'm joking around. But
yeah,
like, first off, is Sublime okay? Oh shit, Sublime's at this one here. Sublime's at DC here. So
yeah,
Jacob's Castle and DC. I think there's something
yeah.
beautiful about getting to sing your dad's songs like that. Like that
I
spot right
think
there.
so
Like
too.
that's really like my dad just waited tables. He didn't really write any songs, but if he did, like I would sing that shit. Like, yeah, I would.
Yeah,
Cool spot.
exactly. That's
Young
really cool.
Gravy's gonna be there. You guys are gonna get to see Young Gravy,
Yep.
King of the Milfs. We the Kings, they have a great new song, Chuck Yes Juliet. It's a new track. Yeah, you guys haven't heard it? Yeah, it's a new track. I love it. I learned about Montagues and Capulets and things like that from Chuck Yes Juliet by the We the Kings.
Yes, there's such a good lesson in history right there.
Yeah,
Just
the Maine. I think the Maine is one of the best that we talked about before on the show. I think the Maine and like there's some people that disagree. Some people say they like or they only like old Maine. They say new Maine they don't like. And I say to that,
I love New Maine.
yeah, I say you're wrong. You're wrong. New
Yes,
Maine is the best. Like it's great. They're a great pop band. But they'll be
they
there as
are great.
well. And I think
Yeah.
John Callahan, singer, super
Yep.
handsome guy that
Ex
is great front man.
so charismatic. Yeah, I
Oh,
just
he's
saw
just
him in
yeah,
Boston and
100. Yeah, he's the
absolutely
man.
charismatic. Yes, so great. And they also did a song with or he did a song with Daisy Grenade. So Liquor and
Good.
Kerosene,
Yeah.
excellent song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Saturdays at your place will be there.
I know. I'm so excited
Yeah.
for
They're
that. Oh,
pulling out the tarot cards. Yeah, great. Just
have you listened to World's First Cinema as well?
yeah, World's First Cinema. What is the deal there?
Yeah, so
We like them, right?
they're
We
also
like them.
I like them. I think they're another like interesting newer like emo band. So I'm interested in their stuff.
Let's
I've
listen to them.
kind
Yeah,
of
let's dive into that because I see the name. I see the
yeah,
name.
yeah, they're one of the ones that I started checking out when this had dropped, and they're also ones that I was kind of fans of. I love seeing the Aquabats and the Suicide Machines only because we brought them up, I
Shout out.
believe.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We're,
I was gonna say we're a week
yeah,
removed from the
on our
ska
ska
episode. So like,
episodes.
yeah, shout out Adam
shout
Wallace.
out.
Shout out to the
Yeah,
Straw
shout out
Mailman.
Ska
Shout out to the
Mailman.
Postal Service. Shout out to Ben Gibbard and the like and everyone else you're affiliated with. Yeah. Uh
100%. Yeah.
Streetlight Manifesto also shout out. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a heavy ska
Yes.
influence on this one.
Ska Summer, baby. It's coming back, guys. Yeah, I
Scary
mean,
Kids were there as well. Which, by the way, their original drummer, I believe, was Mod's son, if I'm not mistaken, who
I
is
think
also
so,
playing
yeah.
this, who also dated Avril Lavigne, who is also on this lineup. A lot of Eskimo
Interesting.
sibling situations on this lineup.
If only Sum 41 decided to play.
Derek Whibley, what are
To
you
not
doing,
retire.
brother? Yeah, you
Yeah,
can
why
make
are
your
you
run through it.
retired? Speaking of people, we're looking at the middle of that list. Let's not forget about MGK, who
Shout out
we
Machine Gun
both.
Kelsey.
Yeah, we thoroughly enjoy Cliche,
Yo,
which just
yo.
came out.
I enjoy the
like,
cliche track. I love the cliche track. When I had it sent over to me, she's like, you got to listen, like you got to just, maybe if I saw the heard the song separate of the video, but they're together, and then I watched it and I was like, I don't like. I am so deep down. I am such a TRL kid that I'm just like, this is awesome. Oh, they throw him the broom, and the broom is the
Yes,
mic, and they're washing a car, and now they have a synchronized dance. I'm like, this is everything I want in a
perfect.
song. Like, I want to, yeah, I want a
Exactly.
synchronized dance. I want a knee slide. I want an
Yes. I have a feeling I'm gonna become a MGK apologist soon
the
at
problem
some
with
point. I
MGK.
hate to
So there's like
say
there's a spectrum here. It goes like a circle around, and over
yes.
here, like at the people that defend MGK the hardest and the people that hate on him the hardest collectively have the lowest IQs. You want to be in the middle
Ah,
area
okay.
somewhere. You want to be in the
You
middle
do.
area
That's
where it's just kind
yes.
of like, okay, like it's, but like if you're just, if you like when like I post about MGK and some weirdo comes to him that talks about like Eminem beating him in a rap battle 8 years ago, I'm like, okay, you're a weirdo. But when other people are coming in, they're like, yeah, he's the artist of the generation. I'm also like, okay, you are also a weirdo. There's an
Also weird.
in between area, like the 85 percentile in between area. That's where you want to
We need
be
to
on
stay
that one.
there.
Yeah, we want to stay in the
Okay.
general middle area of that fucking spectrum because the other the polar opposite ends, yeah, are dumb.
Yes, they're just in general. You don't want to be. I think that's a good place to be for most like fandoms. You don't want to be at the polar
No,
opposites. You always
no,
want to be like
yeah.
in the nice middle ground.
So who? Okay, so who else? Silverstein's simple plan. So first off, Simple Plan's playing. So go Canadian kids. Silverstein is also playing. Spence's fail,
Yes,
Amanda.
Silverstein.
We don't really like Census Fail because there's an Eskimo Brothers situation with you remember a recent situation that I was in with like a
Yes.
person named after a jam of sorts.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Eskimo sibling with a Census Fail person. So it's like I just in general, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, good, right?
that's with
Fucking
them.
weird, yeah, weird, yeah.
That's really weird. What
But
about Scene Queen? Do we?
I know of the scene queen. I know of her. She does like a I got we get weird messages in our group chat. Scene Queen I'm familiar with is a character Scene Queen calls out people hard, I believe. And
Yes.
people gave Scene Queen a hard time because it's like,
Correct.
"Oh, you're playing the Warp Tour, but so and so's on it." And it's like you guys don't understand how festival bookings, you don't understand how this industry works. Like I think I don't know much about Scene Queen, but I'm under the impression Scene Queen is doing a lot to amplify motherfuckers in terms of calling out
Yes.
people and doing the right thing. So like we're pro scene queen, I think.
Yes, we are.
Right?
Yeah. Scene
Collectively as a show,
Queen
we're pro scene queen.
collectively. Yeah, 100%. Agreed. Yes. Even when people give people like Scene Queen crap for, they're like, why are you playing this festival
Get the
because so
fuck
and
over
so's on
yourself, yeah.
it? First of all, they have their own responsibility to keep themselves employed and do their
Yeah.
jobs.
You gotta make
They
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
right. There's that right at
Get
the
the
same time,
fuck yeah.
but also now they have a chance to be there and
Call my
say
own
it
person if you really want.
even louder. Call yeah, right. Say it even louder. To me, there is nothing that causes more of a scene than to be there and be like right there saying something to whoever it is and calling them out while you're on stage, knowing that they're on the stage like three
Yes.
stages away, playing at the
Exactly.
same time, knowing now that with social media, they're going to see that instantaneously, most likely. Like, it's honestly great. Like, that's
Good.
a good time to do it.
Yeah,
That's time
good.
to do it.
Good.
Good. Yeah. Yes. Let's see. Magnolia Park. I saw them 2 years ago when we were young. Fantastic band.
Millionaires.
And yeah. I mean, Andy Hurley's wife's in it, so I'm
Oh,
always
oh,
gonna
she
give
is a
them a.
millionaire, right? Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, good
She
for
is.
her.
She's a
Good for
millionaire
her.
now. So yes, shout out Meredith Hurley. You are fantastic and beautiful.
Got an
Um,
Origami
no,
Angel, which I just imagine is going to go
yes.
fucking dummy mode at the DC Warp Tour. DC Local
Oh
Legends,
yeah.
one of
Yes,
the
they
best
are.
bands of the last 10 years, in my opinion, just in terms of general discography. Shout out Ryland.
Yeah.
Shout out just the whole band. Yeah, the other guy in the band. Yeah, just huge fans of Origami Angel here, as you know, through our combat episode. Let Live is back. That's a big deal with
Yep. Let
people.
lives event.
Less
That
than
is a
Jake,
huge
the
deal.
the reigning champions of the Warp Tour have played the most dates. They will be there as well. I think that's a big deal. I don't really give a fuck about
Keeping it
Ice
up.
Nine Kills. I don't like clown shit.
Same.
I think the
I know.
clown like you like clowns, like it's a red flag to me. Like I don't judge you for it, but a red flag is right. It's not clowns are not good
Yeah,
behavior.
clowns are not. I mean,
No.
in history, if we look, clowns
Yeah,
are never good behavior.
it's
There is
it's
never
it's
a
for
good clown.
perverts. They're for reprobates. They're for sociopaths. Clowns are not good behavior in general. But
Yeah, I say
DHC
clowns and masked people. So
in
it's
general,
borderline for
masks
like,
in general, yeah. If you're a Mexican wrestler, if you're a luchador, masks you get an exception to that. But like for the most part,
yes,
just regular people or characters you think is masked, or just in general, like 'cause, yeah, we can say the same thing. I could probably spend 15 minutes here shit talking on Sleep Token if I needed to. Where it's just like, what are you guys? This is cornball. Like we're just kind of we're doing gimmicks to make up for the fact there's no substance here. Which, like, trust
yeah.
me, props, respect to a lack of substance. Like I'm all sizzle, no steak as
Everyone
well. But
deserves
like,
this.
yeah,
Yeah,
just like get the fuck over yourself a little. I don't know. I
that's
don't
a
know.
good way of
That's not
looking
even
at it.
that's not even the way to put it because it's like that sounds like it's on them. It's just like as a consumer, let's just take a step back sometimes and be like, is there anything to this, or are we just eating up hype?
Yes, yeah. At the end of the day.
Drain rips though. Drain's at the Warp Tour. We
Oh
love
yeah,
Drain. Great
drain
band. Great
so
band from the
good.
the Orange Counties, yeah, as well.
Yep.
Uh,
We got Escape the
Games we
Fate.
play. Games we play. That's your
Games
boy,
we
right?
play.
Yeah, we like that guy.
Yes,
We like the winter
Evan.
song.
I'm happy. There's a lot of well, Nothing Nowhere is another one. Like when I think of like Pete Wentz influenced bands. Nothing
Yeah.
Nowhere is another one that Pete Wentz I don't know if discovered, but signed at some point. He did a song with him
Shit.
too,
All time
as
lows
well.
there.
So All Time Low is there. Just saw them in Boston. Most people are cool with them. 408's there. They've been, doing pretty well on the
I
socials.
feel bad about 408 because when we were doing the Warped Tour build up, I was so fucking positive that spot was AFI there. But then when it was announced it was 408, that just felt like such a dick kick, like such a letdown. Where it's like, nah, it's 408, and I felt bad. It's just like, I'm sorry, 408. Like they're still
You're
cool.
like,
Check that out.
oh,
But like, if I made you guys think it was gonna be AFI, like I understand. It made sense
yeah,
where that spot was. It made sense to be AFI. Like same thing. If it could have been one or the other, it made sense. But like, yeah, 408 is obviously like a lot less money.
exactly. Yeah, a lot less money than AFI.
Yeah,
And
yeah, a
303.
lot less.
Yep, 303 is going to be there. They're just going to be
Yeah, they had
their
the Helen Keller track,
most
very popular.
insane selves.
Yeah,
Very popular Helen Keller track. Not my favorite track of theirs, but it is
there's another track of
still
theirs
going
you're
to
aware
be.
of. You know a different track of theirs? I
Yes.
only know the one.
Um, no, I know several of theirs. What's the song do I like? Hey, baby. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of the song now. Now I gotta look it up because it's gonna kill me that I can't think of the name of the song, and I wouldn't stop listening to it. Um, nope. Starstruck. That's what the one. Nope. No. That's no. Not Starstruck. Heck. No. Nope. Not. It's on Want. It's on Want, and I can't remember the song's name. And as soon as it is Starstruck. Yes. No, it's Rich Man. That's the one I like. Rich Man's my
Oh,
favorite.
we're not
Starstruck's my
familiar with
next one.
this. Yeah, we're not familiar with these
Yeah,
these
Rich Man then
bops.
Starstruck. Rich Man and then Starstruck. So those are my two favorites. On not their big track on there.
Okay,
Actually.
interesting to
Yeah.
know.
So
Yeah, I
there we
was not
go.
303. I was not familiar with your game. I didn't know you had other
Yeah,
tracks.
they have other tracks. I'm Not Your Boyfriend, Baby's also pretty good. I'm Not Your Boyfriend, Babies.
Yeah, we're not familiar with this track either. Yeah,
You
we don't.
cute
Yeah,
little sex
I'm
toy.
not as familiar with the 303 discography as I thought I was. Shit,
Yeah, I don't know why I am so familiar with their discography,
it's a red
but I
flag.
am.
It's definitely a red
It
flag here.
might
But
be a
yeah,
red flag. This
yeah,
is my
it's
red flag. Yeah, one of my
one of
friends, shout
them.
out Ashley, recently went to one of my fall boy friends went to their show, and they threw their they wear these like 50s style like tuxedos like in orange and baby blue, and threw the jackets, and she caught it, so she has it like boxed up and framed like in her like living room. Shout out. Yeah,
Nice.
pretty awesome. Yeah. Yeah, she's a big fan of the 303 game. But she's from Denver. They're from Colorado. It's like a
Colorado, yeah, a lot of
yeah.
weird people coming. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna get into my
Yeah.
Colorado prejudice right now, but yeah, there's a lot of yeah, I have a lot of beliefs involving the region of yeah, general region of Colorado.
There we go. A lot of them. Let's see. Chiodos, Cliff Diver, um, Cartel. That's exciting because we know they're coming back. They have their version of Honestly, and I'm
Cool.
going to see them do their actual like tour for Chroma,
Where
anniversary tour for Chroma later on, uh,
you going?
in Nashville. Yeah, in Nashville, like later on in like
Nice, nice.
September, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So Cartel will be there. Um, I was not familiar with Chandler Layton until I this was announced, but I do like
You as
her.
well.
Uh, Sexy music. I think it's sexy, and
Yeah,
I
it's
like
perv.
good
Yeah, it's
pop music that's sexy.
perv pop
So
pajamas. Yeah, PPJ
yes,
as I call it. Yeah.
I'm big. I have sometimes big fan of that stuff. Need that sometimes in your life. I feel like if you're feeling kinky.
Perved up and
Let's
swerved
see.
up. Yeah, shout out. Shout out to the
It's
perv.
weird.
Shout out to the perv community, you know? Okay.
Yes. All right. Who else on this list? Asking Alexandria, August Burns Red, Bowling for Soup, of course. Yeah. I mean, it's just gonna be a great lineup.
I like that. Yeah, I like the Jarrett. I like Jarrett from Bowling for Soup. I think this lineup does a good job of balancing both, where it's like
Yeah,
the past, the present, the future. I'm
I
curious
think
how
so
it
too.
actually plays out logistically, the 2 days thing. But
Yes.
I am hopeful for it, and I think regardless, no offense to the Washington D.C. area, which I don't know if I should be giving you a pass, considering who your like technical like fucking daddy is right now. But um,
They can't be responsible for that all the time.
no, no, it's really not on them. No, I know. I'm sorry, it's not on you at all. But like the Orlando date is stacked with bands, and I just naturally have a bias towards the West Coast, so I'm like thinking the Long Beach date is great as well. This lineup looks small to
Yeah.
me when I just look at the image on my on the computer box here where it's just like the fucking like one page of names where it's like, oh yeah, like
Yeah.
that's it. And it looks small, but in person, I know it's not. It's a great lineup. I think it's solid. I think bang for your buck considering what shit costs nowadays in general. The fact it costs you 20, 40, $50 just to leave your fucking house and get gas or whatever. Like this isn't that bad
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of
No,
shows
I
and
agree.
the type of shows you're paying $150 or whatever to go see, this isn't bad. You're getting a lot of bang for your buck. I think it's the equivalent of spending 40, $50 back in the day to go to a warped. I think it's on par
Yeah.
as close to its true self as you could expect from something like this.
If you factor in inflation,
Right? Like you factor that shit
it
in. Like
makes
it's
sense.
really like
Yeah.
every show, like the shows we used to pay $15 to go to a show and then Warped was like 35. Now it's like, okay, these Warped tickets are 150, but like every show we're paying $100 to go to every show. It's like it all evens the fuck
Yeah.
out now. It just don't hate the player, hate the game. The game is broken.
Yeah, the game's broken right now. And I know that some people are trying to fix it. I know that All American Rejects is doing their, house party thing as a way to try to combat it. But until more people do that or fight against the system, it's not going to, or unless all of us stand up and just not go to shows
Yeah, which is
and stop buying tickets.
I can't trust any of you motherfuckers to actually come through on that. So like yeah, it's not gonna happen. Like people are gonna do it. So let's
Yeah.
just be slightly more conscientious, slightly more aware of things, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, when I think about the price of like some of these like festivals that I've attended to see like Fall Out Boy recently, the amount of bands, the cost of a general admission ticket, and it's like a 2 day
I was gonna say,
festival
okay, you're 2 day,
versus
you're stuck at
this.
the railing at the main stage. It's like, okay, you just watch Caged of the
Yes.
Elephants. and the Black Keys or the All American Rejects or what the fuck ever. You saw five bands and you
Yep.
paid $280, $300. Like, is that the same as like, is that not
Yep.
the same as spending 150 for the Warped Tour where you might actually
Yeah.
enjoy that band that plays that 3 o'clock spot?
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. At the end of the day, it's still a pretty good deal when you really think about it.
Stop being
When you
cheap
put it in
fucks and get
perspective.
over your nostalgia, get over your lack of serotonin that you feel today, and just accept, like, hey, these are good deals. I'll let them rip me off.
Exactly. Though I do wonder why we chose DC of all the places in the Northeast, but I guess that's for
Yeah,
another
yeah.
day.
Well, next year we'll see, guy. I mean, like, yeah, neither here nor there, but yeah, there's rumors next year will be in different locations, and like DC is a tricky spot. Like, I'm surprised we didn't go like Atlantic City or like Boston or like even a Midwest, like a Chicago or something. Like, how do we land on the District of Columbia? It's just it was RFK, is RFK Jr. Or the RFK Jr. Stadium is a fucking dump because they're just waiting for
I
someone to treat him
guess.
like they treated his dad. Yeah.
Is it juniors or seniors campus? Now I need to know.
No, no, your thing just right as we start talking about assassinations, your mic got all weird right there.
No, I said
Oh, there we go.
is it juniors or seniors campus? Is it
It's
juniors or
senior. No,
seniors
the
campus?
junior
Now I
doesn't
need to
have
know.
shit. The junior just like hits like bears with his bike. You know,
Okay.
it's named after senior. Yeah, the senior, which is just yeah,
Yeah.
like fathers like
Excellent.
sons. You'd
Okay.
like to
Well,
see.
that is where it's located. Like father, like sons. All right. Well, that is pretty much it for DC Warp Tour. Like we said before, Amazon Music is streaming it live for Saturday and Sunday. So we're going to take a look at what that looks like. And maybe you'll be seeing some posts on our social medias about
Maybe we do a live
joining
stream.
us to watch those. Yeah.
Maybe yeah. Maybe
It'll
we
be on
all
our
watch.
YouTube.
We can all watch
Yeah.
Origami Angel together on YouTube. Yeah, we can do that.
That would be a lot of fun, actually. Which would be funny. We're gonna live stream Amazon Music on YouTube. It doesn't matter. It's fine.
The whole thing.
It'll
Yeah,
all
no.
work out
Yeah,
in the
it's
end.
yeah, it's incestuous as fuck. Yeah, whatever we're doing.
It is. Yes, it'll be fine. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching us today or listening to us. If you are listening or watching and you haven't yet, make sure you hit our like and subscribe button. Make sure to follow us on all of our social media channels at Emo Kids Anonymous. Except for Facebook, we do not have a Facebook.
Facebook's for
So
olds. Facebook is for your Republican aunt. We think they belong in jail.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm barely on mine at all.
yeah. Put your aunt
Just
in jail. Yes.
only on it. Yes, there we go. And anything else, Rob? Anything else you got for our folks before
Just
the end
they
of the
need to
night?
subscribe to us on the
Day?
internet. Yeah, subscribe to us on the internet and look forward to a. So this is a Wednesday episode. Subscribe to us on the internet. Friday, look forward to a review program.
That's right. We're gonna talk about some music. Not that we haven't
Old,
already, but you know
some
what I
new.
mean.
And we'll see. We'll see you soon. Okay. God bless.
Yep.
God bless the District of Columbia. Have a nice
And be
warp
safe
tour.
out there if you're
Yeah,
going.
be safe. Yeah,
Yeah.
CZB, Chris, whoever else we know going. Becca. Yeah, we trust you.
That's a great way to look at it. Bye, guys.